Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam, and I'm a non-gamer.
And this is Locke. And we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at INKTentions by Maka Games.
INKTentions is a card game that is coming to crowdfunding here in the very near future, so make sure to check out the link down below in the description of this video after you watch it. And in this particular game, it is from Maka Games, by the way. We do want to go ahead and thank them for help sponsoring this video. We are going to be doing a 3-player playthrough of this game. Now, as you might guess, this is a game about octopi. And you are going to be playing as an octopus in this game. You are ultimately trying to get the most points in this game. This is a game that lasts 3 rounds. And so in this game, you are going to be playing cards face down more than likely. So there is a little bit of social deduction with this game, trying to figure out what the other players are playing on their turn, because these cards are going to counteract the other players' cards, and ultimately you want to have your hunt cards left remaining out on the board so that you can gather the different types of scoring tiles to score points at the end of each round. And ultimately, whoever has the most points after 3 rounds is going to be the winner in this game. Do go ahead and turn on the Klingon subtitles just in case we make any rules goofs along the way. All right, so we're going to take an overhead look and show you what the components are for this game. We do want to make sure you understand everything you see here is prototype, so final artwork, components, maybe even some of the rules might change once it's released from crowdfunding. Also, this is Octopus Prime, and this is a plushie toy, and does come with our prototype copy of the game. This might be a deluxe upgraded component, and anyhow, this is the first player marker, so it will go to is going to be first in this game. But ultimately, how this game is going to work, we have 9 cards in our hands. They are the same 9 cards for every player. We will be playing 1 card at a time in clockwise order, and most of the cards are going to be played face down in front of one of these 6 piles of types of cards, food cards, that are going to be scoring us points. And ultimately, the order in which they're played in each of these piles is going to matter, because you want to have your hunt cards remaining in these piles by the end of the round so that you can take these food tiles. But there are going to be ink cards, there are going to be eel cards, and shark cards, which will cause some of the other cards to be discarded and removed out of the piles. And it depends upon the order in which they're played in those piles as to which cards get removed. This will all make more sense as we're playing the round, but ultimately you want to try to be clever and eliminate the other player's cards while keeping yours out there as long as possible. Now, 2 of the 9 cards that we have in our hands will be played face up. They are the punch card, which allows us to be able to punch one of the cards that are out here, moving it to the end of the line, which we could even do to one of our own cards. And then there is the Octability card, which is going to allow us to be able to use one of these 3 special abilities. These are one-time use per round, first come, first serve. The camouflage one pretty much lets us do that punch ability I just described, except we're going to be able to reposition 1 card anywhere in the line. We don't have to move it to the end. We could put it anywhere in its line. The regeneration ability is going to let you take a 9th action in that round. So you're going to get to play all of your cards, because normally a round you only get to play 8 of your 9 cards. And the arm probing ability will allow you to peek at any one card that's out here and then take one of these little guys as a victory point token to add to your score for the end of that round. Now, these cards right here, they're going to cap these piles. These are arms of the octopus, by the way. And these are the end cap, the end of the arms. And they're going to come out on these piles if a pile gets 5 cards. So you cannot place any more cards into a pile if it gets 5 cards. And once we each take 8 actions, maybe 9 if you have the regeneration tile, then that's going to end the round, and we'll score these and get points. Now, the way that these different tiles score, with squids, you want to try to have an even number. If you have an odd number, they're 1 point apiece. If you have an even number of squids, they're 2 points apiece. The krill, you want 2. If you have any other number, you're going to not get any points. If you have 2 krill, they're worth 4 points. The crabs, how crabs work, if only one player has crabs at the end of that round, then each crab is only worth 1 point. If 2 players have them, then they're each worth 2 points. If all 3 of us are going to have them, then they're worth 3 points apiece. Snails, you don't want 1. If you only have 1 snail, it's negative 1 point. If you have more than that, they're worth more points. Lobsters, if you have 1, it's worth 3. If you have 3, they're worth 7. If you have any other number, then lobsters are worth nothing. And then shellfish, whoever has the most at the end of the round is going to get 5 points. Whoever has second most will get 2. It is also the tiebreaker at the end of the game. Whoever has the most shellfish will break a tie. That's that. So we'll go ahead and get started. Who wants to have Octopus Prime? Does anybody care to be the first player?
You can.
All right. I will be first player then. And I will play my first card here. I am going to play a card in front of the lobster pile. Sun, you are next. You play one of your cards face down in front of one of these 6 piles, or face up if it is the punch or octability. Now, don't let us see your cards. We don't want to see what you're playing out here. So you're going to add it on to the lobster pile. Okay, Sam, you are next. And as you can see, the artwork on the back of these cards lines up a little bit to make it look like an octopus arm. You are playing over there on crabs. I am going to play on shellfish. Sun. Okay, playing on the krill pile. Sam. You're playing on the snails. I am going to play on shellfish again. Let's go ahead and keep these kind of scrunched up to save space on framing here. Playing another one there on krill. Okay. Sam? You're playing on krill. Everybody's playing on krill. I'm going to play on crabs. Locke? Playing on the shellfish. That one's at 3. Can hold 2 more cards. Sam? You're playing on crabs. I'm playing on crabs. Now, crabs has 4, so it can hold 1 more card. Don't forget about the punch and octability cards. Okay, so we have capped off the crab pile. So no more cards can be played on this pile here. Sam? Punch. Okay, so you can move a played card to the end of any arm. You cannot punch a capped arm, though, so it has to be one of the other piles. Which card do you want to move to the end of the line?
I'm moving it to the end of this one, or I'm moving...
Any one card to the end of its line. Oh, no, sorry. Move a played card to the end of any arm, so you can move it to a different arm as well. Gonna move one of mine, huh? Where are you moving it to? Gonna move it to the krill. Okay, that stays up in front of you. I am going to play Octability, and I'm going to use Arm Probing, so I will gain a point and then get to peek at a card. I want to peek at this red card right here. Okay. And Locke, it is your turn. You're punching as well. Okay, so you can pick any card that's not in this line and move it to the end of any line. No, you can't do this line.
Yeah.
Man, y'all do not want me to have shellfish, evidently. Where are you moving it to? You're going to move it over here to snails. Okay. Sam. Now, this is your second to last card. So you're just adding it to the shellfish. I am going to play punch. I want that moved. I am going to move it here. Actually, I'm going to move it here. Okay. Locke. Okay. And Sam. All right, so now this is your last action, unless you do the regeneration ability over there. And Locke. Okay, so this is capped now. So no more cards can be played here on the snail pile. And that's that. So nobody took the regeneration ability, and that means that's the end of the round. All right, so now we score these. Nobody played on the squid pile. I wonder if I kind of forgot it was even there. So we'll score krill first, and we flip these over in the order that they're in. So we have hunt, 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 hide and hunt here on the krill pile. And so all of these are going to stick around because there weren't any bad cards in this line. So green is going to get 2, blue's going to get 1, pink is going to get 1 from the krill pile. So 2 for green, 1 for pink, 1 for blue, which, remember, you wanted to get 2 of these to get points. Otherwise, they're worthless. So green, good job on that one. Red and blue, not so much. All right, looking at the crab pile here now. We're going to flip these over. So we've got an ink, a hunt, another ink, and a hunt. So the ink is going to activate, and the ink would make sharks go away, but there are no sharks in this pile, so the ink cards do nothing. So we can go ahead and get those out of here, and what we're left with are the hunt cards. And so let's see who gets those. It is going to be 1 for everybody. So everybody gets 1 here. Very nice. All right, we'll do snails next. Snails had a capped arm. We have sharks, followed by hide and hunt. That's good. Then hunt, eels, and sharks. So sharks would activate first. The order of activation goes ink, sharks, eels, and then hunt cards and hide and hunts. So this shark would activate, but the hide and hunt is immune to everything, essentially. So this shark would not be able to make this hide and hunt go away. So the shark, unfortunately, doesn't do anything. The hide and hunt will stick around. The hunt is affected by the eel, however, but this shark would activate first, and sharks only make hunts go away. There are no hunts next to it, so this shark didn't do much, but this eel is going to affect this hunt. So blue made the red one go away, unfortunately, and this is the one left over, which is blue, so that means I get a snail. And then now we're going to do lobsters, and so lobsters, we've got a hunt, octability, you played the wrong card. So unfortunately, that's not going to count for anything there for you. You got to play those face up, okay? And then the eel would have affected whatever card was here, but it's not there. So we're going to make that one go away, which means blue gets a lobster. And then in this pile here, we've got a hide and hunt, a hunt, and an ink. The ink would only affect sharks, so the ink doesn't do anything. These 2 cards stick around, and so green and pink, you'll each get a shellfish. And that's going to be the end of round 1. So now we go on to round 2, and the Octopus Prime is going to rotate. We flip over arm probing because it is active again. Now, looking at our piles, nobody took any squids. We only have 2 krill left over. We have 3 crabs left. We have 5 snails and plenty of lobsters and 4 shellfish. So that's what we have left here. Once a pile's gone, it is gone. So just keep that in mind. And Locke, you go first. All right, playing on the snail pile. Sam, you're next.
What does this mean?
Krill, you want 2 krill.
Oh.
So Locke already has his 2. You and I have 1. There's 2 on krill now. Locke? Going for the squid. It's probably a good idea. We all neglected the squid the first round. You're going to the squid. Yeah. I'm gonna go squid too. So there's 3 on squid now. Son. Going back for the shellfish. Sam? Another one there on krill. I'm gonna go on crabs. Okay, 4 on squid. 2 on snails. 2 on crabs. Three on snails. 3 on crabs. 4 on krill. 1 on lobsters.
I had that on my hand.
Didn't even notice. 4 on snails. I'm going to play the last one on krill. So krill is capped. Playing a punch. Okay, so Locke is playing his punch card, and you get to move any card to the end of any other line, or its own line, but you cannot do this pile. So which card are you taking? You're taking that one? Don't show it. Don't show it. Where are you moving it to? You're moving it there. Okay. Sam? Going right back to the snail pile. I'm going to play here on crabs, and that closes that off. Lock your last card unless you take regeneration. Okay. And that means that's capped. Sam, you're playing your punch card. So you're going to move that card and moved it there to the end of lobsters. I'll play Octability, and I'm gonna take a free point again. I'll take a free point. There's no point in peeking because I can't do anything about it. I just wanted the free point. All right, so that's gonna be, and here's my Octability that I played. That's gonna be the end of the round. So let's score it in clockwise order again. We'll do squids first, and Sam played an ink, followed by hide and hunt and sharks. So the ink makes sharks go away, but there are no adjacent sharks next to ink, so the ink card didn't do anything. Hide and hunt is immune to sharks, so the sharks didn't do anything. So what is left over is my hide and hunt. So I'll get 1 squid. Then we'll go here next. And we've got a shark next to an eel, next to a hunt, next to an ink, next to a hunt. A lot of bad cards in this file. All right, so sharks make hunts go away on both sides. There are none next to it, so the shark didn't do anything. Yeah, sharks, inks go first. Sorry, inks would get rid of sharks, but there weren't any sharks next to the ink, so my ink didn't do any good. And then lastly, eels would get rid of one hunt on either side. So blue can make the red hunt go away, which leaves this one, which is blue. And now we'll do crabs. So flipping this over, we've got a hunt, eel, hide and hunt, and sharks. So the first thing that's going to activate is sharks, but hide and hunts are immune to sharks, so the shark unfortunately didn't do anything. Next is going to be the eel. Now, the eel can eat one hunt, but it cannot eat a hide and hunt, so it has to eat this hunt. So, red player, you got rid of mine. Darn. So what is left over? One blue, one red. So I get a crab, you get a crab. And next is going to be snails. So green and red, you're in on this one. We've got a hunt, eel, hunt, ink. Ink would get rid of sharks. There are no sharks next to it, so ink doesn't do anything. The eel will get rid of one hunt. So whose eel is this? This is green, isn't it? Yeah. So Locke, not that it matters too much. You can get rid of that hunt or you can get rid of this hunt.
Just
that one. Okay. That hunt goes away, which leaves these two. So green and red, you each get a snail right here. So grab one for yourselves. And then lobster pile. Locke, it's just you. You'll get 2 lobsters. That's not bad. And then it is just you on this shellfish, which is a hunt. So you'll get a shellfish right here. Not bad. All right, take back your punch cards there. We have one final round. And we flip this back over. We've got 1 krill and 1 crab left over. And Sam, you are Octopus Prime. Playing on lobsters there. What do I need? I'm going to play on lobsters too. Locke. Going for more shellfish. Sam? You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Locke. Going for crabs. Sam? 3 on snails now. Four on snails. Son? 3. Octability. So Locke is playing his Octability. Which one of those 3 tiles are you going to take? You're going to take that one. Not letting me have it. Okay, so you're going to get a 1-point token, and you get to peek at any card, but don't show it to anyone else. You get to look at it, don't show it to anyone else. Okay. Sam, your turn. All right, so Sam has played on snails for the last card, so this is capped. I am going to play on squids. Son? Playing on lobsters, okay. Sam? I'm playing on lobsters. Lobsters is at 4. Lobsters is filled up. No more cards on lobsters. Sam. Locke. Sam.
Oh, no.
You don't want to do that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to play my Octability card, and I'm going to do Camouflaged. Reposition one card in any column, including capped columns. I'm going to do this one and move this card to the end. Locke, your turn. Punch. You're punching something. Okay, you're moving that to the end of a different line. Okay. He played his punch card. Sam is playing her punch. You're moving that over there to shellfish. Okay. This is our last card unless... well, you've already played your Octability, and I have too. So, yeah, this is our last card. I don't know. Your turn, son. Your last card. Okay, that's the game. All right, so we'll do squids first. And we have hunt, hunt, sharks, hunt. So this shark right here is going to take out both of these hunts. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, that was mine. I feel bad. This is the one that's left over, and it's mine, so I'll take a squid. We'll go to krills, and we've got a hide and hunt and an eel. Well, the eel cannot do anything to the hide and hunt because it is immune, so red, you will get the last krill. Locke, hide and hunt for the crab. You got a crab. Congratulations. And now we're going to go to snails. So on the snail pile, we had a full 5 on this one. We've got hunt, hunt, ink, eel. All right, so the ink will only work on adjacent sharks, which there are none, so those inks don't do anything. This eel was at the end of the line, so it's not close to this hunt, so it doesn't do anything. So we've got these 2 hunts that are left over, one for red, one for blue. One for red, one for blue. And second to last, lobsters. So we've got sharks. Oh, man, hide and hunt. Hunt, hunt, and sharks. So this shark, sharks activate first. This shark would have taken this one out if it was just a hunt, but it's a hide and hunt, so it doesn't do anything to it. This shark, however, is going to take out this hunt. So green, good on you for taking out me. I don't like that. Left over, one for green, one for blue. One for green, one for blue. And then lastly, we have shellfish, which we've got hunt, hunt, and eel. So this eel is going to take out this hunt, which leaves just one for green. So green, you get that. All right, so that's the end of the game. It is time for final scoring. So we're going to go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the way to clear out some space for points. So let's do these in order. So we're going to do squids first. Go ahead and keep track of your points as best as possible. So if you have an odd number of squids, they're worth 1 point apiece. If you have an even number, they're worth 2 points apiece. So how many squids you got? None. You've got none? I'm the only one who got squids? I could have sworn somebody else got them. Well, I have 2, so that's worth 4 points. I'm at 4 points. Next, we'll do, what was this pile? This was krill. So if you have 2 krill, you get 4 points. If you have anything else, you don't get anything for them. I think we all had 2. Yeah? So everybody gets 4 points for that. Next, we'll do crabs. So each crab is worth however many points, or however many people have crabs. We all have crabs. So they're worth 3 points apiece. So you give yourself 3 points for each crab that you have. I think we each got 2. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Next, we'll do snails. So snails, if you have 1, it's worth -1. If you have 2, it's worth 3. If you have 3, it's worth 5. And if you have 4, it's worth 10. Okay. Everybody keeping track of your points? Okay. Lobsters. If you got 1 lobster, it's worth 3. If you got 3 lobsters, it's worth 7. If you have any other number of lobsters, they're worth nothing. Mine are worth nothing.
Well, got 7.
Ooh, nice. Excellent job there. All right. Shellfish. How many shellfish do you have? I have 0.
1, 3.
You have the most. You'll get 5 points. You will get 2 points. You also own the tiebreaker. Then if you have any of these guys, they're worth 1 point apiece. And let me just make sure I have the right score.
Do you know what your score is, Hop? I'm thinking.
Okay.
Can you tell? I'm not sure about.
Those are worth 3 points apiece. So you got 6 there for your crabs. Let's do it. Let's do it together.
No.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Okay. How many?
15.
19.
22.
22! Wow. That's awesome. Okay, so you had... No, I want to show it off to the camera. He got 5 for his shellfish. So 5 points there on that. He got 7 from his lobsters. So that's going to bring you to 12. You lost a point for your snails, though. So that brings you down to 11. Krill, that will bring you back up to 15. Crabs are worth 3 points apiece. So that's 21 plus his leftover one, 22 points. Locke, you are the winner. Good job, man. There you go. That's the game. So 22, 19, 15. That was the final score. You want to hand me the box top there? That's INKTentions. This is from Maka Games. Hopefully that gave you all a good idea of how this game plays at the 3-player count. It's pretty interesting little bit of social deduction, a little bit of take that with this one, but it's all about trying to read each other, figuring out what cards people have likely played, pulling some clever moves there to shake some things up. But anyway, it is from Maka Games, and it is running on crowdfunding, so make sure to check out the link down below in the description of this video to check out the campaign page to get all the details on this one. While you're down there, make sure to leave us some comments.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And this is Locke, and we are Love to Hate, where we bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.